Hello friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you all are enjoying my videos, then please share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel and also hit that bell icon. And in this video we are going to study the HashSet class. So now the thing is, what is HashSet? Java HashSet class is used to create a collection that uses a HashSet table for storage. It inherits the abstract set and implements set interface. And there are two things that that are important about the HashSet class. HashSet store the element by using a mechanism called hashing, and it contains unique elements only. So this is a basic theory about HashSet. Now let's jump to our code. Let's open this file in Atom. Now first import the HashSet. Now we will declare the public class name. Now we will define the main method inside which our main code lies. So we have defined our main function. Now we just need to define a HashSet object. Let's define it. Now after HashSet, we again need to specify the data type like we specify in the array list. This time we want to store the string data type, and names is equals to new string, not string, HashSet. Again string, and here you can leave the constructor empty if you do not want to specify the size, and if you want to specify the size, then you can enter some integer value according to a choice of storage, not choice according to the size of your storage. So I do not specify any integer. I will leave the constructor blank. So now just let me add some elements in it, some values. So we have added 3 values in it, that is David, John and Chris. Now first we will print the size of this HashSet. Concatenating the size, names dot size function. So size function returns the size of the HashSet. Now let me open my compiler. Javac and the name of the Java file. So no compilation error. Now let us run our file names. So you can see our size is 3, which is absolutely right because we have added only 3 names, that is David, John and Chris respectively. So now we will just print these elements in this order only. For this we will use a for loop, string name, names, and the system dot out dot println the name. Okay, now let's open a terminal, compile it, and you can see we have our three names printed on the screen, that is Chris, David and John, and these are the elements which we have inserted in our hash set. So now let's see how to remove a specific name, element, a value from the hash set. It's simple function, just remove, and the value which you want to remove, like I want to remove John, and please type the correct spelling, because if the spelling doesn't match, then the value would not be removed and there might be some error, because if this value doesn't exist in this, so error. And if you by mistake enter someone else name, then the some other name will be removed. So correctly enter the value. So now we have removed the John here, and we have printed the size again, so it should give us a size of 2. Again compile our file and run our code. So you can see we have size 3, and till here we have our size is reduced to 2 because we have removed the name John. Now let's print these names again to see if the name John has been removed or not. Let me just type a system.out so that there is a line break between the two list of names. Compile it, no compilation error, and now you can see size 3, name Chris, David, John, size 2, and the name left are Chris and David. So you can see we have successfully removed the name John from the hash set. So you can see how a hash set work. Now we will see a function that will check if a specific name exists in the list or not. Let me just comment out this part of code, because now we do not need this. Now we will see the function contains. It will check if the specific name exists in the list, not list, that hash set or not. Names dot contain David, and if David exists, then it will return true, and if it doesn't exist, then it will return false. I just need to type the println statement. Compile it, and there is an error because cannot find symbol contain. It should be contains. Yes, it is contain. It's my spelling mistake. So this time no compilation error, and you can see it has written true because David exists. And we can write this part of code in a more systematic way. Let's compile this part of code also. If names dot contains David, then print system.out.println now it will give us a correct message. Compile again, run the code. So you can see name David name David exists in the list because it exists in the list. Now if we just remove it, let me just put it comment here. then see what is it message, what message will it display. So you can see name David exists. Oh, I have removed John, not David. I just need to remove David. Now we will see. So you can see no message is printed because there is no else condition. If you just specify an else condition, copy this statement and paste it here. Name David does not exist in the hash set. Compile it again. Now you can see the message name David does not exist in the hash set because we have already removed it. Now this is good method if you just want to remove an element, because there might be a chance that the element which we are removing from the hash set may not exist in the hash set. So first we will check it using the contains method, and if it exists then we will remove it. Like if you just want to remove the David element, so it will remove and will print name David has been removed from the hash set, and again print the name. So we have here three names, Chris, David and John, and here the message name David has been removed from the hash set, which you can clearly see here because we have only two names left, that is Chris and John. Okay, so till now we have learned some of the basic methods of the hash set, that is adding an element with the help of add function, getting the size of the hash set using the size function, printing it using this loop, and checking if a specific element or value exists in the hash set using the contains function, and then removing an element using the remove function. Okay, there are some of the more functions like clear function is simple function, it will clear the whole list, whole hash set. And there is another function called isEmpty. It checks if the hash set is empty. If it is empty then it returns true, and else it returns false. Let me just give a simple demo of these two functions also. Let me just type clear. Oh, just names dot clear. Now this is correct. Now it will clear this list. We'll see this by the size. Where is the size line? Here. We'll print the size here. Just comment this part also. No need. And we will same time use the isEmpty function because now the list is empty, so we can use that function. If isEmpty. Oh, I again forgot names dot isEmpty. If it's true then print ln the hash set is empty. So let's run this code and test out these two functions. So you can see compile without error. So you can see our size is printed from the starting, then the three names, and here is the size is 0 because we have implemented the function clear. So it clears the whole hash set and returns the size 0. And here with the help of this isEmpty function, this checks if the hash set is empty or not. If it is empty then it prints this message, the hash set is empty. So till now we have seen a basic tutorial on the hash set in Java. Now I will show you a little complicated example with the help of a class. Now we will use a class. So let me just remove this whole code from here. because we do not need it. Time for some more complicated code. Let's define a class here first. So let's use the example of books. Book. It's a simple class, no extra function, nothing to worry about. Just giving you some more information so that you won't get any problem later on when you're just using it. So these are some of the class variables: string, name of the book and the author, and just defining a constructor, int id, string name, string author. Now this dot id is equals to id, this dot name should be equal to name, and this dot author should be equal to author. Let me see if there is spelling mistakes. So no spelling mistakes are there. So now we just need to write the code in our main function. Now let's define a hasset again. Now this time the data type is the class, that is books. The book is equals to new hasset books, and leaving the constructor empty. Now let's define some object of books. Books b1 should be equal to new books, id should be 101, name of the book, let us see, and name of the author is Yashwant. I just don't remember the second name. It's a good book for the basics of C. Just want to learn the basics of C, then study this book. New books 102. Now just any random book, OS, and any author like Galvin. I don't know there is a book or name OS with the author Galvin or not. Just some random data. Just test out our code. Now we will enter the data into our book hasset. Now we will print it out. Book B from book. It should be books, because we just here write the data type, and here data type is the class. So now we'll print the information. Print ln. Now we'll first print the id. id is b.id, and after that we will print name. b.name. After that little space and author. So the example is simple, and let's compile it. So we have an error, invalid method declaration. Okay, everywhere I'm using books, and here I've written book. So these are not compatible with each other. It's just understanding books as a function, and I haven't defined a return type. That's why it's giving this error. So you can see we have used the hasset on a class and successfully returned our two lines: id 101, name let us see, author Yashwant. and another ID 102, name OS and author Galvin. So I hope now you have fully understood the concept of hash set, and if you still haven't understand, then please comment below, and if you like this video then hit the like button, and if you don't like it then please don't shy and hit the dislike button, and please subscribe to my channel for more videos and also hit that bell icon. So thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.